WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. I have another bottle here from Brothers Bond, the Regenerative Grain Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Whew, I almost said the word Kentucky. So we have 47.5% ABV. We have a product that is at least 3 years of age, and we have a whiskey base number 259866. Now, I bought this online for 58 euros, $58. Now, over in the UK, the lowest price I can find at the moment is 129 pounds. Now, by the time it made it over here to Germany, basically about $25, $30 per bottle I have to pay for postage and handling, even if I put 6 in one box. I have to pay 19% excise tax. I have to pay 13 euros and 3 cents per liter of alcohol in here. And then by the time it reaches my doorstep, this bottle, instead of $58, cost about 96 euros. I can live with that, all right? So because I basically paid for this, which is a $40 product, just recently I paid 86 euros to get this, and I bought it in Germany from one of the German online shops as well. This is their standard. Now, before I go into what in the world is regenerative grain, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, because this says distilled in Indiana. This is MGP juice that we've known so far from Brothers Bond. And this says distilled in North Carolina, Statesville, North Carolina. So if you type in Statesville, North Carolina, you'll actually end up in distilling, you'll end up a Southern Distilling Company. Now, Southern Distilling Company, they were founded according to Pete, the founder, and his wife Vienna, in the year 2013. So they've been around for 11 years now. So actually in 2022, they were at the Provine in Düsseldorf in Germany. They exhibited and showed a little bit of their products, sponsored by the North Carolina Agricultural Ministry. And due to that, they actually received the award as the best exporter of the year 2023. By just showing up at a trade fair. I'd love to receive an award from the Agriculture Ministry of my local state here in Germany for importing bourbon into Germany, but hey, who knows? They produce around 20,000 casks a year. That's over 500 casks a day. That's just more than Wild Turkey does. They have 2 warehouses with 24,000 cask capacity each. After 2 years, they're filled up. I don't know what they're doing. Are they going to build a new warehouse? Are they that's a lot of whiskey being produced. And so this actually Southern Distilling Company might be a company we should be on the lookout for. Now, Brothers Bond, as most people probably know, actually started off with the actors here from Vampire's Diary. Now, I am not a Vampire Diary guy. I'm sorry. I think I've watched maybe half of an episode, so I'm not going to talk about that. We have Ian and Paul here. Not my thing. All right, so I'm here for the whiskey. I'm talking about the whiskey. The mash bill of this is 70.5% corn, 14.7% rye, 9% wheat, and 5.8% malted barley. Why do they have such weird percentages for the mash bill? Well, we have a 3-year-old bourbon blended together, vatted together with a 6-year-old wheated bourbon. So we have rye bourbon and we have wheated bourbon. Boom, put them together, and you get this. What is the percentage? Is it 50-50? Is it 20-80? Is it, I don't know. Maybe I can work on the mash bills and find out. This, on the other hand, has a much different mash bill. This is 65% corn, 22% rye, 13% wheat, and 13% barley. If I can get this, no, that's not even right. So this is a 65% corn, 22% rye, and the rest is wheat and barley, 13%. Now, And over here, we did about 135 barrels per batch. I have no idea. This was an age of minimum 4 years, according to what I think it says here. Wow, it says bottled and distributed by Brothers Bond Distilling Company in Silverton, Ohio, distilled in Indiana, and it's a product of the USA. And this is a 750 milliliter bottle, which is illegal over here in Europe. And still I bought it in Europe. Who knows? All right, so let's compare the two of these on the nose, first of all, because that's what we're doing, all right? About a $40 product, over $44 MSRP here, 58. Now, on the nose, this is very, very good. I get fruit, I get caramel, I get butterscotch, I get pecan, I get a little bit of leather, I get some oakiness, spice, I get some Christmas spices here, cinnamon, cloves. This is good stuff. When I originally did my German video of this, I had no idea what to expect. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised with the nose. The nose is like a B minus. This is very nice bourbon. I like Jason happy. Over here, the Brothers Bond. Jason not as happy. This is younger. This has a little bit more of a brighter fruit, yellow fruits, more like a yellow plum going on in here. This seems to be much younger, even though it is 4 years of age minimum. All right, let's try this with our 47.5. I love the fact that they bumped up the proof. Thank you very much, Paul or Ian or whoever did that. This is a bourbon drinker's strength. This is a celebrity whiskey, strength 40%, legal minimum. You can't go lower and still call it whiskey. At the Bourbon Pursuit Roundtable, I think it was October, it could have been September, the edition, they talked about celebrity whiskeys and how some celebrities' whiskeys are actually becoming very good. Maybe the Sir Davis here from Beyonce. They mentioned the Regenerative here from Brothers Bond. So now I'm going to do this, and at the end I'm going to talk about what's the difference between organic and regenerative. Many of you might know. I did not know, so I had to research a little bit. Cheers. So I haven't done this for a while. Oh, got a good finish. Love the finish. It's hot. There's heat here. That 3-year-old bourbon really comes through. It's not ready yet. But, great finish. Nice beginning. Very hot in the middle. Heat, white pepper. And then at the finish, this is promising. Now, this is a C+ whiskey. Interesting enough, if I take it down from the 47.5 down to about 40%, it can still stand up to a little bit of water. Still got that velvety, silky, creamy moment going on in there. This is good whiskey. It's just a little bit too young, a little bit too hot, and the middle. C+. I would love to give it a B-. It's not there because of the heat. C+. Value for money in America for $58, I'd say buy it. Try it. All right, it'd be a definite C. Buy it if you want. A, why haven't you bought it? B, buy it. C, buy it if you want. D, you don't need to buy it. And F, why was this stuff even made? That's my scaling system here. It's been that way for almost 8 years now. Over Germany, 90-some euros. It's a definite D for value for money. This is not something you need. Unless, of course, you are a big fan of the Vampire's Diaries. You're a great big fan of Brothers Bond. You have the normal, you have the cask strength, and you need to have the regenerative rye as well. Now, what is regenerative farming? I found an article on LinkedIn that just helped me understand a little bit about the similarities and the differences. All right, between regenerative and organic farming. So both want to use organic fertilizer. They want to have healthy soil here. No chemical or synthetic fertilizers allowed that pollute the local waters, increase the acidity of the soil, reduce resource intensive to produce and expensive for the farmers. No organic fertilizers what we want from more or less natural materials such as crop waste and manure. So they want crop rotation. Makes sense. Even non-organic farmers do crop rotations nowadays, usually. Natural pest management. They don't have pesticides. All right, so weed control is done naturally and not chemically. Now, the biggest difference is organic is certified. You have, for example, in America, the USDA. We have a CFIA organization, a body that actually certifies and promises you organic is organic. They're very tight, strict regulations of what is allowed and what is not allowed. So, organics crops cannot, for example, come even in contact with synthetic pesticides or fertilizers. The processing facilities, my brother-in-law, farmer, you have to avoid that organic and non-organic products can come in contact in any way. So you have to actually thoroughly clean everything before you do an organic crop. And so GMOs are not allowed in organic. Now, regenerative agriculture takes a holistic approach. We want to make the soil better. There is no single governing body. So that has some pros and cons. So we as customers trust organic labels. We as customers go, regenerative grain? What is that? I don't understand it yet. So regenerative farming goes beyond organic. What do I mean? The regenerative have a focus also on soil health. And what is very interesting that I did not know, 70% of terrestrial carbon is stored in soil. 2.3 times that which is stored in plants and trees. 3 times the carbon that is actually in the environment. So if we are going to talk about carbon storage, reducing the effects of climate change due to carbon, we can't ignore the soil. And regenerative agriculture is actually being hailed as a potential climate help. The word solution is too big for me, by many different agencies worldwide. Now, did you know that the amount of carbon in the soil in the last 60 years has declined by over 30%? Soil organic carbon contents have been reduced by between 30 and 50% worldwide over the last 60 years. That's crazy. So we can't ignore the soil. That's what regenerative means, all right? So which one is better? Organic has trust, at least some trust that we're getting a product that is regulated in some way, that we know that they do things and that they don't do things. Regenerative is, holistic. The soil is important. Good for you. I sometimes have the feeling anyone can call anything regenerative at the moment. Now, the best of both worlds would be a regenerative organic farming solution. So, I don't know if anyone's doing that. All right. So that was a little lesson here. I'm not sure if everything's perfectly correct, but that's what I've understood so far about the differences between organic and regenerative. I've never liked the Brothers and Bond. It is a 4-grain. Buy the 4-grain Penelope. It's much cheaper and exactly the same. It's got burn. It's just young. It's thin. No, this is a perfect example of what celebrity whiskey often is. This is a wonderful example of how good celebrity whiskey can be. Now, if they just get rid of the heat in that product, I'm going to really, really love this. So be on the watch for what Southern distillers from North Carolina are doing. They're making good stuff. Question of the day. What is your favorite Brothers and Bond product? Second question of the day. What celebrity whiskey can you recommend? So I know Bradshaw whiskey because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I used to like it. He used to get it from Green River. And he stopped. Terry Bradshaw stopped doing that whiskey. Oh, according to my information from Fred Minnick. What a shame, because I like that. I like the Bradshaw whiskey. I actually like the Bradshaw whiskey itself. I was still a little bit young, but hey, that's that. What's your favorite celebrity whiskey? What's your favorite Bottle and Bond, Brothers and Bond whiskey? Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others, and see you real soon. Bye-bye.